question from another subscriber who was asking about her toilet, which intermittently runs. You flush it, it does its thing, then out of nowhere it'll start running again, and then it stops, and then it runs and it stops. It's driving her crazy. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! And she's asking me, do I need to call a plumber? No, you don't need to call a plumber. This is a very simple thing that is easily fixable by yourself. But it helps to understand how a toilet works. This feels oddly familiar. Okay, so a quick rundown of how a toilet works. When you flush, two things happen. The valve opens inside the tank and the buoy goes down, which triggers this pump to start pumping water back into the tank. So you flush, the valve pops up, lets the water in, lets it in through around the edges of your toilet, which flushes all the water down, or flushes all of the contents down, whatever that may be. Now, when you finish flushing, you let go of the handle, the flap goes back down, the buoy, which controls the pump, has already gone down enough to trigger the pump to turn on. The pump starts filling up the tank, and when the buoy gets to a certain point, the pump turns off and the water stops filling. Now, the problem that the subscriber is having is a pretty universal problem for all of us. What's happening is, for whatever the reason, water is draining out of this tank just enough to make the buoy go down and make the pump turn on. There could be a couple reasons why that could be. It could be that this rubber gasket that covers this hole, this plug, is actually wearing out. It's only rubber, and you can buy replacements for those at your local home improvement store or order them online. It could also be that the chain has gotten a little bit kinked, keeping the valve from closing all the way, which will let water seep out, which will eventually turn the pump back on as well. Now, other problems that can also happen with this, you flush it and nothing happens at all. It's probably just that the chain broke or the lever might have broken. It could also be that you flush it and then it never refills, and that means that the pump is probably broken and you just need to replace the pump. You can buy those at any home improvement store or order them online. And there's instructions on the package on how to redo that. I did it myself a couple of years ago and it took about 10 minutes. Now, in order to make those repairs, it's easier if you drain the tank. So the first thing you need to do is turn off the water right behind the toilet. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Flush it. You'll notice that the pump hasn't turned back on because the water is off. And this will drain all the water out. This is also a good way to get this tank clean if you're grossed out by it. Mine happens to be clean. I don't know why. I didn't do it for the purpose of this video. This little rubber piece will come off pretty easily and you can replace that very easily. The pump basically more or less just screws out of there. The handles are easy to change. It's all very easy to work on and replace. Now, if your toilet just runs and runs and runs after you flush it and doesn't stop, then the valve is stuck in the up position. Usually a little jiggle of the handle will work for that. If not, it could be that the chain has broken or that the hinges on the valve are broken. All right, I hope that helps everybody out. If I can do it, you can do it. Chick Fix out.